my side, and I look forward to doing it all again next week. Now, dear listeners and friends of the show, make sure that you like and subscribe to the FIFA Club World Cup shows so that you don't miss a thing. And don't forget, you can witness history in the making at the FIFA Club World Cup 2025 and secure a guaranteed opportunity to purchase tickets for the FIFA World Cup 2026. The FIFA Club World Cup 2025 ticket packs are available as 2 different products and will only be on offer from Thursday, April 3rd, 10 a.m. Eastern for 25 days or while supplies last. This exclusive promotion only applies to ticket packs sold on FIFA.com/tickets. That's FIFA.com/tickets. We'll catch you next week. Until then, take care, everyone. Bye.
Na 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 na.
Feel the bass, ride the rhythm, and move to the dance hits and remixes that defined a generation. In Utopia. A channel pulsing with 90s rave classics and iconic 2000s club anthems. Utopia. Channel 341 or at home on your phone, computer, Alexa, TV, or other internet-connected devices.
You care about what food your kids eat, what they watch, how much time they spend outside. But what about the loud, smelly school bus they ride? Electric school buses are proven to reduce pediatric asthma risk. And for students with sound sensitivities, even a short bus ride can be sensory overload. Electric school buses are modern, clean, quiet, and create a calm environment for everyone. Highland partners with schools and cities across the country to make the physical and mental health benefits of electric fleets affordable for all communities. Learn more at highlandfleets.com.
Wesley had IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Coming after my house, my car. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
Wesley called Optima Tax Relief.
Oh, they were great people. Optima Tax. They know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-725-9935. 800-725-9935.
Optima Tax Relief.
For details, visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Hurry! It's your last chance to donate for 2024.
Donate your car today.
Donate online at carsforkids.com. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Vacation voucher not available in Oregon.
Hear the Masters exclusively on SiriusXM. Hi, this is Mike Tirico, and there's nothing like the Masters.
Rory McIlroy, he's thinking Grand Slam.
The beauty of the azaleas, the passion of the patrons, and the best golfers in the world vying for a green jacket.
For birdie, 16, it's on the way and in. Scotty Scheffler can put one arm in the jacket now.
It all makes for one of the most iconic weekends in sports. Join me for live coverage of the Masters beginning Thursday, April 10th on Masters Radio, Channel 92 in the car, and the SiriusXM.
On the starting 11s tonight, which again for Inter Miami includes Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez, Sergio Busquets, and Jordi Alba, the Fantastic Four, all in Javier Mascherano's starting 11. Inter Miami has won the last 3 from Toronto FC dating back to March of 2023, and we'll come back for more after this from Fort Lauderdale as we get set for some Sunday night soccer standalone on this Sunday evening at Chase Stadium. Inter Miami, Toronto FC, and with a win, Inter Miami is back on the top of the Eastern Conference. We will take a break and come back and bring it to Fort Lauderdale. We'll reset you on everything as we head into kickoff. This is Inter Miami Soccer on ESPN West Palm.
Lowe's knows member-only doorbuster deals make SpringFest savings even better. Right now, rewards members can get 3 19.3-ounce Bonnie Plants vegetables and herbs for just $10. Plus, save $50 on a Char-Broil Performance Series 4-burner grill, now $149. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 4/7, excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location, subject to change. While supplies last. Program subject to terms and conditions. Details. Lowe's.com/terms.
Don't miss Russo and Rizzo.
The Giants don't necessarily want to trade up. You got Winston and Wilson, who are two guys who are capable of going out there and going 500 and maybe a little less, and they're able to get a Travis Hunter at third overall and play him at corner, play him at gadget receiver, a little bit of spark to that team. I don't think this is a bad move.
If you told a Giant fan that they would make the playoffs this next season with Russell Wilson, I probably think they'd sign up. Not a franchise quarterback.
There's not one to be had. You're not going to manufacture one.
It's Russo and Rizzo, weekdays at 4, here on ESPN 106.3.
Lytle.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover's accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times?
You're playing the lute. Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Amazon has everything for every kind of Easter. Whether that's toys and treats for the big egg hunt.
Happy Easter!
Dinnerware to hold heaps of Nana's candied yams.
Happy Easter.
Or fashions to make your Sunday best better than the rest.
Happy Easter.
Ooh, I see you, girl. From pink grass to pastel ties, shop everything Easter on Amazon.
In Virginia Beach, our locals live the life every day. The art of living the life starts by connecting with what matters most. Happiness. When you visit, you will realize that happiness is a real place and that it is here in Virginia Beach.
It's Inter Miami Soccer on ESPN 106.3. Let's get back to the pitch. Here's Ken LaVicka.
Well, the Stars are out tonight in Fort Lauderdale. Luis Suarez, Lionel Messi, Sergio Busquets, Jordi Alba, all starting for Inter Miami, and Drake Callender getting his first start of 2025 for Javier Mascherano's side. When we come back, we will have the starting 11s, a refresh, and get you up to kickoff. It's Inter Miami Soccer on ESPN West Palm.
Hi, it's Angie from Jarrettsville Furniture. We are searching for candidates to join our rapidly growing team. Are you creative, ambitious, enjoy talking with people? Would you like to work for a company that invests in their employees? With paid training, consistent support, and a tremendous benefits package, it's easy to see how we have the highest paid sales, office, and warehouse staff. What are you waiting for? Send your resume to careers@jarrettsvillefurniture.com today.
Did you miss Theoretically Speaking?
Theo finds himself in precarious situations. Yes, I offered a hug to him and then immediately opened my eyes and realized these might be high school girls. I immediately redacted said hug and I looked like a weird creep. I am also very angry at whoever in this office decided that's going to be the clip to promote Theoretically Speaking, and then likely it was you, C-Cat. It was not me. I'm really? not good enough of a producer to actually cut those clips. Okay, yet. Cool. I'm good. I feel better about that then.
It's Theoretically Speaking, weekdays at 2, here on ESPN 106.3.
Lytle.
Nothing's worse than stepping into a hot shower, and hot it's not. Far from it, actually. Brr. Over time, sediment builds up in your water heater, making it work harder, driving up energy costs, even affecting your water quality. For just $49, FH Fur will flush your water heater, inspect your plumbing, and test your water quality. That means cleaner water, proper flow, and reliable hot showers, all while helping prevent expensive breakdowns. Expert service you can trust, only from FH Fur.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com. Addicts to motors. You drop your credit. Addicts to motors. You drop your credit.
Ford, Honda, Chevy.
Easterns has 11 locations in Washington and Baltimore, plus an easy online buying process to make finding your next car easier than ever. It's time to maximize your tax return and lock in low payments today. Check them out at Easterns.com. That's Easterns.com. Easterns Automotive Group. Any car, any way for everyone.
Baseball season is here, and that means one thing. It's time to fire up the grill and knock dinner out of the park with Hatfield Pork. Hatfield's marinated tenderloins and pork loin fillets have the home run flavor your whole family will love.
Whoa, that's a grand slam of goodness right there.
Don't strike out with anything less. Load up your plate, put pork on your fork, and bring home the taste of summer with Hatfield Pork. Visit simplyhatfield.com for recipes and to find a retailer near you.
Get big savings now during SpringFest at Lowe's. Buy 2, get 1 free on select Valspar, HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams, and Cabot exterior paints and stains, starting at $39.98 via Visa gift card rebate. Start your project today with Lowe's. We help, you save. Must purchase in increments of 3 to receive discount. See rebate form for complete list of eligible products. Offer excludes clearance and mistints and can't be combined with any other offer, promotion, discount, or coupon. See Lowe's.com/rebates for more details. Valid 4/3 through 4/30.
It's Inter Miami Soccer on ESPN 106.3. Let's get back to the pitch. Here's Ken LaVicka.
Inter Miami has not lost in MLS play, looking to continue their dominance tonight here at Chase Stadium in Fort Lauderdale. A very special Sunday evening. Good Sunday evening to all of you listening on ESPN 106.3 out of West Palm Beach, the Deportes Radio FC app, or listening to us on SiriusXM or on Apple TV MLS Season Pass. Inter Miami, 4 victories on the year, not a single defeat, 1 draw. Second in the Eastern Conference, playing host to Toronto FC. Still have yet to put a tally in the win column in 2025. 4 losses and 2 draws. Chase Stadium in Fort Lauderdale is the site. And the sun is setting on beautiful South Florida. Light starting to take effect. Along with Oscar Gonzalez to my right, the chief engineer, on-site engineer here at Chase Stadium, and back in the network studios in West Palm Beach, Colin Russo. I am Ken LaVicka. Inter Miami, Drake Callender in goal with Alba, Lujan, Aviles, and Frey. The 4-man back line, Sergio Busquets, Federico Redondo, Telesco Segovia, and Robert Taylor. In the Inter Miami midfield, Luis Suarez, Lionel Messi round out Javier Mascherano's starting 11 for Toronto FC. Sean Johnson in goal, Segurdo Rosted, Nixon Gomes, Raul Petretta. A 3-man back 3. Theo Corbino, Davy Flores, Lorenzo Insigne, Jonathan Osorio, Kofi Thompson, a 5-man midfield. And up top for first-year manager Robin Fraser, Ula Brynildsen, and Federico Bernadeschi. So glad you're spending your evening here with us. This is a tune-up for Wednesday night, second leg, CONCACAF Champions Cup for Inter Miami, with LAFC coming in here to Chase Stadium. Backs against the wall, Inter Miami, after a 1-0 defeat this past Wednesday. But do not want to overlook Toronto FC, despite the fact that Toronto sits 14th in the Eastern Conference. They have had trouble scoring, they have had trouble defending, but they did grind their way to a 0-0 draw last time out against a very strong Vancouver Whitecaps side. Inter Miami in their Euphoria home pink shirts, in pink top to bottom, as well as Jarrettsville Toronto FC in their road whites with the bright red lettering, numbering, and trim. Toronto FC to possess first. Our referee tonight is Rubiel Vasquez. We await his starting whistle, and this is Sunday Night Soccer on Apple TV Plus. So, as the good partners we are, we want to make sure that they pay the bills. It's good for the league. It's good for Inter Miami. They'll get through their sponsors, and then we will get to kickoff here. A little bit of a delay. Crowd still leaking in here to Chase Stadium, but it is a strong, strong turnout for a Sunday night, especially with an Eastern Conference bottom feeder coming in to Chase Stadium. But again, I want to reiterate, you do not want to overlook Toronto FC. The last thing you want to do going into the later part of this season is think back to an unfavorable result against a bad Toronto side and wonder what could have been with playoff seeding or even a supporter shield on the line for Inter Miami. And Inter Miami is going to want to play well to wash away the frustrations of Wednesday in Los Angeles, get their form back, because that was an absolute attacking frustration from start to finish. And it looks like our referee is about to blow his whistle. Rubiel Vasquez in his black referee outfit chops his legs as everybody mills about looking to get this underway. There's the point, there's the whistle, and we are underway. Sunday night, Inter Miami, Toronto FC, Chase Stadium in Fort Lauderdale. It's Inter Miami Soccer on ESPN West Palm. I am Ken LaVicka, and we are pleased to have you along for the ride as we head out of the weekend. And what a perfect way it would be. Put an exclamation point on an enjoyable yet very, very hot weekend here in South Florida with an Inter Miami victory. At kickoff, 79 degrees, very few clouds in the sky, a light breeze 9 miles an hour coming out of the southeast here in Fort Lauderdale. Opening minutes with Inter Miami at 4 victories on the year, 0 defeats and a draw, second in the East. 13 points in the table. Toronto FC 0-4-2. They haven't won. They have dropped 4 matches, 2 draws on the campaign, only 2 points, 14th in the Eastern Conference. Inter Miami playing it out of the back, and it is pushed into the midfield, right onto the feet of Sigurd Rosted of Toronto FC. Rosted just had his 50th cap in a Toronto shirt. He has 5 international caps with Norway. He has a goal with international duty as well. Here's Corbino. He tried to get up the left flank in the left attacking half, was played off the ball by Ian Frey, who has to blast it along the near left touchline. Toronto FC is attacking right to left in their white shirts and white shorts here tonight. And a throw-in from the deep attacking third near touchline. And it's onto the feet of Brynildsen. Now played back into the right defensive half for Toronto FC. Toronto FC is led by Robin Fraser in his first year at the helm. Spent 4 seasons as the boss of Colorado Rapids, 2019 to 2023. Did win a Western Conference 1 seed as a square ball near side to far side sails over the head of a Toronto FC recipient across the touchline out of play. And it's going to be a defensive third throw-in for Inter Miami. Bernadeschi was the intended target. But then Fraser was sacked as the performance started to dip there in Colorado 2023. Now he is back in charge. Here's Lionel Messi on the surge, left to right. He gets himself to the right of the penalty. He tried to split 2 defenders, still surge into the 6-yard box, and finally had it swept away by a Toronto FC defender, but it's going to be a corner for Inter Miami, a one-man band. Lionel Messi forcing the action. Gomez had to come over and make a goal-saving defensive tackle of Lionel Messi. So this is going to be a Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath corner for Inter Miami, representing injured people, their families for more than 35 years. Visit foryourrights.com. Messi to handle near side to far side, right attacking third, left-footed in-swinger. He delivers to the back post, and he tried to Olympico Sean Johnson, who had to tip it over the crossbar, and it leads to another Inter Miami corner. Messi was going for it on the corner. How about that in the opening 3.5 minutes? Messi into his bag, and he delivers another corner. This one top of the area. Oh, left foot volley! It was blocked away by Johnson, and Apollo Segovia right side of the box. Johnson sprawling to his left, made the save beyond the touchline for a corner. It was Alba off the initial corner who wound it up and gave it a ride. Johnson had to dive to his left to make the save. Oh, it is buzzing here in Fort Lauderdale. Short corner now, Messi. He sends it to the near post from the right of the box. It's headed out of trouble, but Inter Miami still on the ball. And now we'll catch our breath with Inter Miami back into the attacking midfield. Here's Alba, has it tackled away on the right side, but Toronto FC turns it right back over as Brynildsen have it go off his ankles across the near touchline, and a throw-in for Inter Miami. So Alba and Segovia make Sean Johnson come up with 2 difficult saves. And Johnson also, right before that, had to make a save on an Olympico attempt from Lionel Messi. So Inter Miami has forced 3 Sean Johnson saves in the opening 4 minutes of this match. He had 4 total in a shutout of Vancouver last Saturday. 0-0 was that result. As Ball lofted high into the air, far side midfield. Right attacking half Inter Miami. In some space, Busquets sprays it to the near right flank. Here's Messi. Messi to the outside onto Taylor, right of the box. Low cross to the penalty area. That was punched out of the box by Toronto FC. And now Toronto FC trying to gain some possession in the midfield. There is some really heavy pressing from Inter Miami. Corbino did well for Toronto FC to get out of some trouble as he tried to surge forward. And it's played back to the right goal of Sean Johnson, the veteran Toronto FC keeper. 5:30 on the first half clock. 0-0 Inter Miami and Toronto FC. Here is Corbino into the left attacking half. He was on the touchline near side, and now it's played into the center circle. On it, Lorenzo Insigne. Insigne, one of the heralded, highly paid designated players for Toronto FC, who has really not been able to get it going. Second highest paid player in MLS is Insigne. Behind, well, Lionel Messi, of course, though Messi a ton more production than Insigne. 66 Toronto appearances, 18 goals to show for it for Lorenzo Insigne, the former Napoli star. Has an assist this season. Has not yet been able to register a goal. Inter Miami, 3 shots on goal already. As we are 7 minutes in to this opening half, and a long ball from the midfield into the left attacking half, missed the mark for Toronto FC. Aviles is able to watch it onto the feet of Drake Callender, and Inter Miami is back on the ball. Callender making his first start of 2025. He's only seen about 10 minutes of action this year. That all came in one match. That was last time Inter Miami played here at Shea Stadium, a 2-1 win over Philadelphia Union. Oscar Ustari suffered an injury, and it was Callender who had to come into the match in the 86th minute and shut the door on Philadelphia Union. Spent a lot of the offseason banged up. To Drake Callender had to sit out an invite to U.S. men's national team camp in January. He's been training for quite some time, but hasn't been able to crack the starting 11. In fact, has only spent the last 2 weeks being available for Javier Mascherano. Here's a ball. Left defensive third into the right attacking half. Well played by Alba, and it's collected. Or Frey, I should say, collected by Alba. Now allowed to the top penalty D. Suarez tried to drag with the left foot into the box, and he had it taken away. Toronto FC very impatient with the ball. Gomes gives it up. Wanted a long ball forward to try and get Toronto FC on the counter. Easily snuffed out by Inter Miami. Now here they come again. Left to the box. Alba. Low cross. Dribbled into Johnson. And he's able to scoop it up like a ground ball just outside the 6-yard area with Lionel Messi lurking. Johnson saw that developing. Alba was trying to fit that into a pinhole opening. Messi had been able to avoid his marking, but Sean Johnson, good instincts. A long ball punched forward by Sean Johnson of Toronto FC. Ian Frey, a really professional job to box out Brynhildsen in Inter Miami's left defensive third. Play Brynhildsen off the ball and get Inter Miami back in possession. Inter Miami against LAFC Wednesday had nearly 60% of the ball in the match, but only 3 shots on goal. Could only get 10 shots off, period, in that match. It was certainly a bang your head against the wall type of feeling for Inter Miami. And the body language showed it after the match. Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez, they stormed off the pitch. Didn't really have any desire to shake hands. Went right to the locker room. And the side made the long trip back to South Florida. Callender lobs a ball from the left box into the midfield. Now it is onto the feet of Redondo. Sends it near right touchline, right attacking half. Lionel Messi. Stutter step, holds up the ball, gets it onto his left foot and cuts it to the inside. Sprays the ball left side of the box. Perfectly placed to Alba. Low delivery looking for Suarez penalty spot. That was sent out of the box by Toronto FC, but Inter Miami back at it. Job's not done yet. Here's Messi. Inside 30 yards away. Messi touches it on to Busquets. Busquets left channel. Now to the left of the box where Alba sets up shot. He's working against Bernadeschi. Now Redondo. Left flank. Back to Alba. Now into the middle, about 40 feet away, Aviles. He's going to wind it up. Right board, just wide of goal, left of Johnson. It just missed the post. Johnson was beaten, and the crowd applauds. A long-distance effort from Tomas Aviles, and we remain scoreless in the 10th minute, 0-0. Well, it has been some one-sided action, and as we suspected, it has been all provided by the men in pink tonight. Toronto FC now is trying to hit on the counter, and they are going to watch Ian Frey get on it easily just outside of his area, left side of this beautifully manicured surface here in Fort Lauderdale. And tell me if you've heard this before, Inter Miami back in possession. 0-0. Inter Miami and Toronto FC. The last time that Toronto FC beat Inter Miami, it was March 18th, 2023. That was in Ontario. It was a 2-0 defeat handed to Inter Miami. That was before Lionel Messi came to South Florida and changed the trajectory of this club. Ian Frey is going to ease his way into the left defensive half after winning a ball in the right side, attacking portion of this field. Frey, nice and easy floated pass into the center circle, and it's swept off to the left by Aviles. On to Lujan. Some one-touch football here from Inter Miami as it's worked back into the left defensive half for Los Herenitos. Now they are in the right side of the pitch. About at the attacking third, Suarez turns, tries to send a through ball right up the middle into the area. Alba was a bit late on his run, and the ball rolls harmlessly to Sean Johnson. Pillow soft touch there from Messi, but could not communicate with his former Barcelona mate. We played a dozen minutes here at Chase Stadium. Inter Miami 0, Toronto FC 0. There's Busquets with a steal, left channel. In the right attacking third, on to Redondo. Redondo making his second start of 2025. Now Frey has come to join the attack. Him and Taylor. A little back and forth on the near side, and now it's sent to the far side. Inter Miami attacking left to right. Aviles, right smack dab in the middle of the pitch. And a pass intended for Messi was picked off, and bulldozing his way, left attacking half is Gomes. Mixing Gomes with the steal, trying to get Toronto FC going. Inter Miami nearly stole it, but Toronto FC back on it. Left attacking third for Toronto FC. It's been a while. Here's Corbino. Tried to split two defenders. That was broken up by Taylor, but now it's on to Bernadeschi. Bernadeschi to Insigne. Insigne, left channel. Now Bernadeschi, an MLS All-Star last season, sends a perfect ball across near side in the middle of the area, just off the mark. It glanced off the head of Ulla Brynhildsen, who was able to avoid the marking of Lujan. And that was just about an inch off the mark, or Callender was going to be left having to make a desperate, miraculous save. Brynhildsen was about 9 yards from Callender's goal, point blank. That was a beautiful delivery from Federico Bernadeschi, the Italian international. Well, there's the first wake-up call for Inter Miami tonight. Minute number 14, and we remain scoreless. Inter Miami is 9-2 all-time against Toronto FC, all competitions. 7-2 in MLS play. Ian Frey, just inside the center stripe. Attacking side for Inter Miami. Had to save it from rolling across the touchline, and Inter Miami's going to play it on to Drake Callender. Callender lobs the ball into the midfield, and we have our first foul of the match, and it comes at the 14:35 mark as Alba was pushed from behind by Raul Petreta. Alba tried to go up and put a head on the ball. I can't remember the last time it took so long into a match for a first whistle to be blown. That's rare. and dare I say, satisfying. I'll take it. Higher Power knows that with Inter Miami this season, we have seen plenty of whistles, fouls, and cards. In fact, 6 second-half yellows for Inter Miami against Philadelphia Union 8 nights ago here at Shea Stadium. A couple of those extremely undeserved in my humble Inter Miami opinion. But 10 for the match. Inter Miami has drawn 3 red cards this year in MLS play. That is 2 more than any other team in Major League Soccer. Javier Mascherano would like to keep that 3 at 3. Calendar, left side of the pitch in the 18-yard penalty area. Pushes the ball twice with his right foot, and now he will deliver it to Redondo. Plays it right back on to Calendar. Toronto FC is pressing. Nothing too severe, but then Calendar gave a ball away in the middle, but a foul is going to be called against Toronto FC. Rosted trying to, about 40 yards out, cut in front of Messi, make a play on the ball. He was called for a push. So it looked like maybe a foible in the back and a possible Toronto opportunity. Never actually developed. Calendar, nifty little pass from the 18-yard box. Van Busquets, and Inter Miami gives it away. Toronto FC surges up the far side, right to left. Left attacking and channel outside the box. A pass deflected, but it falls onto the feet of Toronto FC. Corbino, left to the area. Left-footed shot off the crossbar. Calendar was beaten close range. He got the assistance of the woodwork. So there's the first shot on goal, and then a penalty, a foul, I should say, and a yellow card to Toronto FC. Alba had his arm grabbed as he tried to get Inter Miami out of the defensive half, and that was lazy from Kofi Thompson. And there's our first card of the night. So Toronto FC is booked after Corbino put a shot off the post. Scary moments there for Inter Miami. And Javier Mascherano is bringing Ian Frey and Federico Redondo over to have a little bit of a chat to organize the defense. How about Theo Corbino, who just decided to wind it up from about 7 yards, put it off the crossbar from a difficult angle. So Inter Miami trying to settle back into the match. 18th minute, no score, 0-0. Now Inter Miami suddenly having a little bit more difficult time unlocking this Toronto FC defense. And another giveaway in the midfield from Inter Miami. And here comes Insigne, spreading the ball to the far right side. Brent Hilton left attacking third. Hard drive to the net. Plays it through. Calendar had to make a save. A rebound. It's still loose in the box. Blocked away. And now a right-footed shot off the far right post by Corbino. Is it pinballed all over the place in Calendar's area? And it rolls out of play across the far right touchline. Corbino has hit woodwork 2 different occasions in the last 2 minutes. Inter Miami couldn't get control of the ball, and it nearly cost him. And now here comes Toronto FC again, asking a ton of questions. Osorio to the near left touchline. Corbino again, get it off his feet. He's about 25 yards from goal. Now Bernadeschi, former Fiorentina and Juventus man. Frey battling with Petretta near left touchline, and finally Inter Miami able to get on it with Busquets. And now Inter Miami looking to hit on the counter. Alba just to the left of the center circle, now into the right attacking half. Send it to the outside. Segovia has it on the left channel. They send it far side and near side across the center circle, and now Messi has it. A long ball into the box from 40 yards away. It's headed out of the area by the visitors from Canada. And Osorio will give it off to Thompson, far right touchline. Toronto FC in the right attacking half. A fight for it as Busquets comes up to try and make a tackle. He did win it along the touchline. Busquets to the middle. Segovia. Now Messi. Messi left foot, and he put it up and over the goal on the far post from 20 yards. Lionel Messi decided to give it a go, and he's off the mark. And that's the best we've seen from Inter Miami on the attack in the last 5 minutes. Gomez left Messi just a little bit of space on that left foot, enough to unleash a shot, but could not put it on target. Messi has scored in each of the last 2 MLS matches for Inter Miami against Atlanta United and Philadelphia Union. So Toronto will labor out of the back, and they give it away. But a late whistle and a foul is called by Rubiel Vasquez. He claims that Luis Suarez hit Gomez down from behind. Busquets thought that he had the ball about 30 yards from goal with no defender within 15 yards of him. And Toronto FC goes back to work. Nifty back heel from Insigne, far side at the midfield, and he sprays a pass far side to near side. Corbino got there along the end line against Frey. Frey battling with him. The ball hit the corner flag on the near side, and though those two joust, and Frey finally flicked the ball out of play off his toe, but across the touchline for an attacking third throw-in for Toronto FC. Insigne from a long, long ways out, 24 yards. Just outside the left side of the box, and he sprayed a ball into the crowd behind Drake Calendar's goal. If you're just joining us, Inter Miami, 3 shots on goal in the first 5 minutes. But then Toronto FC, they have 3 shots on goal, 2 of them off of the post from Theo Corbino. Drake Calendar getting fortunate on 2 different occasions. He was beaten. And we remain 0-0. We're into minute number 22 here on ESPN West Palm. Inter Miami, after that second leg against LAFC CONCACAF Champions Cup on Wednesday night here at Chase Stadium, will head to Soldier Field to take on Chicago Fire. A vastly improved side from a year ago. A giveaway, Inter Miami on the ball. Here's Lionel Messi driving into the box, had a shot blocked. Busquets onto it left side of the area. Segovia, he is marked. Back heel delivery, Alba left of the area. Low cross, that is denied. It is flung out of play across the right end line, and this is going to be an Inter Miami corner from the far side. Brought to you by Lido, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrad. The third corner of the night for Inter Miami. See who's going to handle the duties for Inter Miami. It's going to be Lionel Messi from the far corner as he makes his way to the flag. The left-footed outswinger on the way, unless a short corner is coming, and that is what is happening. Segovia pushed it back onto Messi along the left end line. Oh, what a move into the box. Messi left to the 6-yard area, blasted it off of Sean Johnson. He'll be credited with a save. Segovia back on it after blasted off of Johnson's body. Now here's a right-footed Frey attempt from 30 yards out. That got blocked, and it'll bound out of play near right touchline, and this is going to be an Inter Miami throw-in. Boy, Messi got within 4 yards of goal, and even though he was at a really difficult angle, he just decided, hey, I'm going to blast this as hard as I possibly can. And it nearly found the back of the net, but we're still 0-0 as we head to the 24th minute. A couple of Toronto FC players have come over to get hydrated. Ian Frey is wondering why. The referee had stopped play to sort something out in the box. Inter Miami in the right attacking half. Near touchline throw in for Ian Frey. Frey has had a fantastic year for Inter Miami. And he will simply lock that throw in all the way back to the center stripe, and Inter Miami works it back in right side of the pitch, attacking side. Right to left into the defensive half. Lujan onto Aviles. Aviles a bit of a heavy touch, so he'll just swipe it back to Callender, who's at the top of the 18. Lujan on the far left. Now Busquets. And now Callender to the left of the 6-yard box as Toronto FC is pressing. Miami close quarters in their left defensive third, working with the ball. No panic, and now Ian Frey has it on a perfectly placed ball from Callender near touchline in the defensive half, and now Inter Miami up the middle. Messi plays the ball forward. Suarez going to get on the end of it. No, as it rolled onto Johnson, just a bit too much on it. On that delivery from Messi in the center circle, Suarez was full speed sprint, but could not get on the end of it. Good idea, though. The machinations were there. The execution just was not. Toronto FC into the center circle. Flores. He strikes it to the far right touchline and into the attacking half goes Toronto FC. Perfectly placed ball into the box, but a horrific touch from Ulla Brynhildsen. If he was able to get it onto his right foot in the right of the box, he would have been able to dribble in on Callender. And Inter Miami is extremely lucky that Brynhildsen tripped over his own 2 feet and nearly had a red carpet to the goal. Inter Miami, though, was able to capitalize off of the miscue, and now they have it in their attacking half. Left to right goes Inter Miami. On the left channel, Segovia. Segovia pushes it on to Alba. Now Suarez. Quick one-touch to Alba. Left outside channel. Ball rolls on to Lujan of Inter Miami. 27th minute, no score. Alba near the far left touchline. Nice back heel to Suarez. Recycles with him at that far left touchline. Oh, nice cut in. Now to the end line, Suarez. He got tackled off the ball. And a foul on Suarez. With 2 players 50-50 going at one another. It's Suarez called for the foul. And this crowd in Fort Lauderdale, understandably, does not like it. Sigurd Rosted got the benefit of the whistle of our referee, Rubiel Vasquez. It is incredible to me that a player with the resume, a player with the international success of Luis Suarez, how he can consistently be on the wrong end of 50-50 calls against relative no-names. And this has happened for a good portion of the season. Sigurd Rosted, he has had a great career as an international goal with Norway, but he's not Luis Suarez. 27:55 and 27:56, and we welcome you to minute number 28 with Toronto FC surging. They don't have numbers, but they are on the run. Corbino, right-footed shot left of the box as Toronto FC was going right to left. Didn't get a lot on it, though. Callender had to go full sprint, though, to smother the ball just outside the 6-yard area and prevent any further questions from being asked. But man, Theo Corbino for Toronto FC has been a major thorn in Inter Miami's side. Here's Suarez on a play through. Onto his left foot, top of the area. Lays it off Segovia. Right foot, he has scored from just outside the box. He's able to slide it in with a right foot, but the flag is up. It's an offside. Suarez was offside for Inter Miami before he delivered the perfect feed to Segovia. Segovia hands on head beside himself. Suarez is arguing that he was onside, and the goal has been taken off the board. Well, we're going to take a look at it, and the referee is going to say, Sean Johnson, Toronto FC keeper, deliver your goal kick. So Inter Miami thought it was up 1-0. Suarez is still vehemently protesting, and the referee, Rubiel Vasquez, told him enough, or you're getting a card for dissent. And an immediate foul against Toronto FC as they try to Send the ball high into the air on a prayer into the left attacking half. Frustrating opening half for Inter Miami for a variety of reasons. Have had great scoring opportunities, still don't have a goal to show for it. And Toronto FC has really unlocked the Inter Miami defense a couple of times. Messi with an incredible move 40 yards away. He pushes towards goal. Here's Segovia now near the penalty D. Off to the right side of the box. Robert Taylor. Now Segovia on his right foot, right of the box. Deeper into the right side of the area. Taylor tried to get around the defender and lost control of the dribble, and it rolls across the end line for a Toronto FC goal kick. Sean Johnson comes up and has a little bit of a discussion with his midfielder, Davy Flores. Johnson did not like the positioning of Flores and certainly didn't like how aggressive Flores was against Messi, who easily olayed around him. This is the second time in the last 3 matches, MLS matches for Inter Miami. They are on Sunday Night Soccer in this primetime window. 2 matches ago, it was in Atlanta when Inter Miami got the late Fafa Pico goal to beat Atlanta United 2-1, and Inter Miami foul as play resumed. And hitting the deck was Ulla Brynildsen. I believe that's Taylor called for the infraction. Brynildsen is saying that Taylor's elbow came up and made contact with him. So we are past the half-hour mark in South Florida. Inter Miami 0, Toronto FC 0. And it's actually Ian Frey who was called for the foul, and I don't see where any of the contact was at all. Now Toronto FC, they have something brewing. Far right touchline, Brynildsen got right of the area. He is battling with Redondo. Brynildsen got around him, but the ball went out of play across the end line as Brynildsen was trying to charge his way towards Drake Callender. That was actually Bernadeschi who was coming in hot from the far right side. That was quite the battle with Redondo. Redondo did enough to force Bernadeschi into a pretty heavy touch and end that threat. Messi, square ball near side to far side, right attacking third. Couldn't find Alba, but after it went off of the head of Petrenta, it did get to Alba. Alba now, left inside channel. Now into the middle, Segovia. Up to Taylor, now Frey, near right touchline. Feeds it between 2 defenders to Taylor. Nice ball onto Busquets, but he couldn't handle it right outside of the penalty arc. Miami with Lujan will touch it right back into possession in the center circle. That's where Aviles holds and swipes it to his left-hand side to Lujan, who starts to propagate into the right attacking half. Suarez, top of the box, off to Redondo in the middle, straight on. Now Messi outside the penalty arc. Segovia back heel, nifty ball into the left side of the box. Alba, he wanted to deliver it off to Messi, and a foul is called against Inter Miami's Lionel Messi. And Messi has something to say to the Toronto FC defender. And that was Jonathan Osorio. Messi was really frustrated, thinking that Osorio dove in the box to draw the foul. And now Osorio and Messi have a pretty theatric discussion. Osorio for Toronto FC. He is really the face of this franchise, as Inter Miami is immediately back in possession. Here's Redondo off a great ball from Suarez. Right back to Suarez in the middle. Right attacking third, Inter Miami. Messi just outside the left side of the box. Now he's on the ball in the penalty D. Has to back it out of the area. Has it toe poked away from him. But in support is Inter Miami and Gonzalo Lujan. Lujan send it to the left side of the area. Here's Alba. Lofts the ball deep into the box. Messi couldn't get there on the end of it, but it's going to roll right side of the area. That's where Taylor retrieves for Inter Miami. 35th minute, no score. Taylor, top the box, extended near side, right side. Good ball to Redondo. He's onside, near right touchline. Instead of delivering a cross, he holds up play, give it to Taylor. Taylor now charges to the end line. Taylor in the near right corner. Now Redondo, outside channel to the right, sends it to the right flank. Busquets up top. Messi tried to touch it through the Suarez. It fell to Frey. Low cross. It couldn't find anyone in pink despite 3 Inter Miami players in the vicinity. And then a foul on Frey as he prattled into Theo Corbino in the Inter Miami attacking third. And it'll be Toronto FC with the free kick. A glorious opportunity for Inter Miami. Frey, dangerous ball. Suarez just could not get a left foot onto it. Just to the right of the penalty spot. Real close calls from both sides here. And you got to give credit to Toronto FC. They have largely played with Inter Miami. Certainly have been vastly on the wrong end of possession, but they have been just as dangerous with the excellent opportunities. And the referee says to the goalkeeper for Toronto, Sean Johnson, come on, kick the ball back into play from outside your area. Aviles from his defensive position right back sends a ball skyward and out of play near touchline, and that'll lead to a Toronto FC throw-in. I mentioned Jonathan Osorio being the face of this Toronto FC side. He's also one of the faces of the Canadian national team. 84 caps, 9 goals in his heralded tenure with Canada. This is his second year as captain of Toronto. He's in the final year of his contract, so that's going to be interesting to follow as the year goes on. We have a stoppage here in the 37th minute as hydration is now taking place along both benches. Tonight for Jonathan Osorio, his 376th appearance in a Toronto shirt. He has been there through the great times, competing for MLS Cups, and now through the basement dwelling that Toronto FC has experienced for the last few years. Ulla Brynhildsen is going to take a couple of sprints along the touchline and come off with a little bit of a knock. He's going to be held out here momentarily before he's allowed back on. Something's being treated near his neck here, or the back of his head, it looks like. So for now, Toronto plays with 10 men. 38th minute, Inter Miami and Toronto are 0-0. Sean Johnson, he of 13 U.S. men's national team caps for Toronto FC. As Inter Miami presses and a turnover near the box. Suarez, right penalty area, and with a right foot from the penalty arc, he tried to shoot it to the near post, and Johnson was able to make a diving save and clutch the ball into his chest. Suarez reacts with anger, unhappy that he could not beat the goalkeeper. The shot was good, the pace was there, but I think Suarez wanted to get a little more air under that shot. And he did not, which allowed Johnson to get that chest-high ball. Now a long ball sent ahead to Alba. Here's Alba in the box, wanting to find Messi, who tried to turn between a defender. It's still loose on it. Taylor, right side of the area for Inter Miami. Sends it to the border for Frey. Oh, what a footwork for Messi! And he turns and he scored with a left foot from just inside the top of the box. Messi, unbelievable control, and an even more world-class finish. That is absolute highlight reel. Just when you think he can't do anything more, he does. What an artist. Lionel Messi, third straight MLS match with a goal. 1-0 Inter Miami. He's the greatest. The ball is a magnet at his foot. He sent a defender sprawling with an unbelievable turn. And then he was is able to strike a sweeping shot with his left foot to beat Johnson to the far post. I mean, it almost makes you emotional. Raul Pedreto went for an absolute ride. Lionel Messi. And now they're going to look at VAR to determine if there was an offside. The video review is going to take place. Jogging to the far side. The referee tonight is Rubio Vasquez. Are they checking to see if there's a foul on Messi? I don't think that there's any way that this is going to be a foul against Lionel Messi. There's barely any contact there in the box. They're checking a possible foul against Messi.
After review, number 10 for Inter Miami commits a foul.
And they just wiped off the goal. A foul is caught against Lionel Messi. I mean, that is absolute nonsense. It's as soft as could possibly be. Between the red cards called against Inter Miami this season and the barrage of yellows, and then from a CONCACAF perspective, with the should have been red that wasn't delivered to LAFC on Wednesday night, this is an absolute travesty and a disservice to the sport. Enough already. So Lionel Messi's incredible masterpiece is taken off the board for ticky-tack nonsense. It's garbage. That is a spot where VAR absolutely trashes the sport. It's just not good enough. So Rubio Vasquez makes his presence felt, our referee tonight. 43rd minute, 0-0, Inter Miami and Toronto. The 14th place team in the Eastern Conference of MLS getting the benefit of the officiating tonight. Here's Inter Miami back on the run into the right attacking third. Segovia goes down, and there's a whistle and a free kick for Inter Miami. Segovia got delivered to the turf, and this is going to be a direct free kick from about, let's call it 28 yards. Late stages opening half. Inter Miami thought it was up 1-0 on another Lionel Messi Van Gogh-esque piece of art. But now it's going to be Lionel Messi instead. A direct free kick from 28 yards. Looks on, faces the wall. Messi approaches, left foot into it, curls it just over the bar, far post, wide left. Had the right idea, the precision just barely. Imprecise for Lionel Messi. He did not miss that by much. I cannot tell you how soft and ticky-tack that VAR review that wiped out Lionel Messi's goal was. Here's a unbelievable cross from the near right touchline for Corbino of Toronto, trying to keep the ball in play, and he nearly picked out Bernadeschi, who was roaming far right post. But Inter Miami able to win the ball, and now a foul against Toronto in the Inter Miami left defensive half. Inter Inter Miami and Toronto FC 0-0. We are getting close to having added time revealed in this opening stanza. In the center circle, defensive half for Inter Miami. Here's Busquets. Now Redondo, he pushes forward inside left channel. Redondo on his right foot. And it'll be 4 minutes of added time. 4 added minutes. And here's a right-footed blast from the penalty to Lionel Messi. Had it blocked away, but it goes across the inline near post. Messi did not need a whole lot of room to make something develop. Not a lot of space. And it'll be a corner for Inter Miami. So extra time presented by your local South Florida Audi dealers. Short corner, here's Segovia, right side of the box. Left-footed shot, it was low, it was blocked away, and then a foul on Segovia as he ran over the backside of Bernadeschi, and a yellow is shown to Talasco Segovia. A maddening first half for Inter Miami. So again, those 4 extra minutes, South Florida Audi Dealers brings it to you. Test drive the new Q6 e-tron today at your local South Florida Audi dealer. Visit AudiOffers.com to learn more. That's your South Florida Audi dealers. We are over a minute into the additional 4. Long ball from the Toronto FC defensive half. And it doesn't find any takers on the back end. It sails across the near left touchline, out of play. Inter Miami throw in. And now a giveaway. Here is Bernadeschi in the box off his back heel. Leaks it past Johnson outside the 6-yard box. Leaked it past Callender. Bernadeschi has scored. Federico Bernadeschi. His second goal of the season. And lowly Toronto has a 1-0 lead on Inter Miami in the 47th minute. Inter Miami's been playing with fire defensively all opening half, and it comes back to Burnham. It was a scrum in front of the box. Bernadeschi hung in there against 3 defenders, somehow maneuvered through traffic on a back heel and then pushed it with a left-footed swipe, and it leaked past Callender. Alba was there. Lujan was there. Frey was there. Nobody could dispossess Bernadeschi. Callender was flat-footed. 1-0 Toronto. The 14th place team in the East is about to send Inter Miami to the locker room with its first halftime deficit of 2025. And it didn't need to be this way. Lionel Messi had a goal wiped off the board after VAR review. On that review, it was deemed he committed a pillow soft, feather soft, cotton soft foul in the area in the build-up to the goal. A travesty. In the right attacking third, Inter Miami with Frey with the throw-in. Now Messi outside the penalty D. Stayed on the ball, tried to dance through 3 defenders, could not do it. And now Insigne has it for Toronto. Look out, Bernadeschi coming up the right half again, full head of speed. Tried to cut inside on Lujan. Lujan was able to, this time, take the ball away from Bernadeschi, and it rolls on to Callender. Quick distribution with his right arm. Direct Callender. 1-0 Toronto. We are nearly through our 4 minutes of added time. Lionel Messi. A lob into the box with his left foot. Alba was the intended target, but Johnson came up off a hop to catch it into his chest just outside the 6. And halftime will give you a recap of the opening 45-plus. Toronto FC, 45+2. The goal from Federico Bernadeschi. Here's Redondo. The right attacking third is Inter Miami. Onto a streaking Segovia. Segovia right foot to the top of the box. Messi. He does score with a left foot. He punched it up into the air off of his right, and he finished with his left. There's the goal he so richly deserves. Lionel Messi is on the board. Struck it past a sprawling Johnson. Lionel Messi bites up the frustration, finds the glory. We're equal at 1. Wipe that off the board. Segovia the assist. Messi the goal. He should have a brace in the first half. And look at Lionel Messi talking to Rubio Vasquez, the referee, asking him, what are you going to come up this time to look at VAR? And I'm pretty sure he's also telling him that should be my second. You took away my first. From the top of the aerial, Lionel Messi swinging around his left foot. And he beats Johnson to the near post. And they are going to look at a possible handball against Lujan in the build-up. And Inter Miami fans, the referee is going to say that it's a good goal. There was contact with the ball on Lujan's wrist, but the referee says it happened well before the eventual build-up to the goal, and there is the final whistle of a wild, exasperating, exhilarating, frustrating opening half of soccer in Fort Lauderdale. A 1-1 scoreline. Inter Miami avoids trailing at halftime for the first time this season. They concede, Inter Miami does, in added time, 45 plus 2, Federico Bernardeschi. But just over 2 minutes later, Lionel Messi, who had a remarkable goal taken off the board thanks to VAR earlier in the half, he scores. This time it stands. And we are level 1-1, Inter Miami and Toronto FC. Let's go ahead and take 10 seconds. 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves. This is Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm.
Anajar and Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Ken LaVicka back here in Fort Lauderdale, Chase Stadium. Oscar Gonzalez on site, the on-site engineer, and back in the studios in West Palm Beach, it is Colin Russo. At halftime, Inter Miami 1, Toronto FC 1. We'll start the halftime show after this. It's Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm.
Lytle.
In Virginia Beach, our locals live the life every day. In fact, we can't wait to share our way of life with new friends. It's no secret that we are known as one of the happiest communities in the country. Virginia Beach is a friendly hug, a warm handshake, a hearty laugh, and a healthy dose of the unexpected. The art of living the life starts by connecting with what matters most: happiness. When you visit, you will realize that happiness is a real place, and that it is here in Virginia Beach.
Hi, it's Angie from Jarrettsville Furniture. We are searching for candidates to join our rapidly growing team. Are you creative?
Cheers, SO peeps. Thanks for hanging out with us today for the live coverage of Manchester United, the best club in the world, going up against Manchester City in a rivalry match. Thank you for joining us today. This is a little coverage of Evolution SC out of Illinois, taking on a club from I don't know where, in some tournament in Indiana. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well, turn on that bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single Manchester United game of the season. And all summer long, we will be covering that guy right there in goal. His games live right here on SOP Soccer. See you back in the chat. Oh yeah, and don't forget, shout out to True Killer on Discord and Twitter. Make sure you find him, send him a DM, and he will get your EAFC team to a level that you can't even imagine. Let's go, Evo. Let's finish this one off, and let's go Manchester United. Come on! What's up, insiders? Good to see you tonight. Toronto FC and Inter Miami. There you go, Mr. Announcer. Come on, bro. This guy is such a homer. I am feverishly looking for a better feed and probably going to switch to the Apple TV feed because this is disgusting. I mean, this guy, he has not stopped talking about the first goal getting wiped off. I haven't even seen it yet. But anyways, it's halftime. It's 1-1 now. Messi just got a goal. I said in the chat, or maybe I didn't hit send, but I thought I did. Calm down. Messi's going to get a goal or two anyway. So what are you flipping out about, bro? Calm down. You're playing TFC. Have you seen them lately? Berna comes up, gets the goal. Maybe we'll have an exciting second half. Hopefully we will. Thank you all for hanging out with us tonight. Please hit the like button. Please share this link out. We are trying to grow a huge TFC community here on TSI. It's coming. It's coming. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight because, you know, we're at Messi's house. Let's go get a couple points, maybe 3 or 1. I'll take any result in this one. 1-1. It's halftime. Thank you so much for being here. If you're new, hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell. We're almost at that 100K. What a night we had last night with the Final Four. Over 200,000 views on all of our games last night. So thank you to the Wrenches for doing that work with the bots in the Final Four, as well as when they creep on into our TFC streams, our Blue Jays streams, our Raptors streams, because that's what we do here on TSI. When a Toronto sports team is live, we're live. Here to hang out, listen to the game live, get real-time analysis, and hang out with a bunch of fans from all over the world. Now let's get back to the soccer, the football, whatever you want to call it. Big shout out to SOP True on TikTok. Go check it out. Hit that follow button over there with him. And True, keep it up, man. Keep up the good work. And a good result there for Manchester United today on the earlier live on SOP, which we'll be sending you to directly after this game. Go TFC, go. We'll see you back in the chat.
Get it in as fast as an hour with Express. Your Walmart.
With 19 hotel brands at IHG Hotels and Resorts, you can guest how you guest. Explore the neighborhood. And earn points for free nights with IHG One Rewards.
A man who works hard sweats hard.
Old Spice rider fights sweat, so coach thought I was slacking. So I trained with my Old Spice, and I became the best player ever. Sometimes a man must overcompensate.
We about to level up.
Should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro. Oh my! Pedrinho wins it!
Welcome back to the Audi halftime report. A goal from Bernadeschi and a goal from Lionel Messi, currently 1-1 over in Florida. Welcome back into Studio KB, Sash. Let's get to the top performer presented by Audi in the first 45 minutes. And it's no surprise that it's Lionel Messi that steps up. One goal disallowed, but the other goal not disallowed to tie this one 1-1.
This was a great finish, all whipped into him. He has to difficult to deal with, bounces up perfectly though and shoots through the legs of the defender. Difficult for Sean Johnson to see. It's funny watching Messi. Even when he doesn't play, he doesn't have a rhythm. It's like he never misses a beat.
And look at how much the goal means to him. This guy's a guy who's scored 800 goals in his career.
This is Major League Performance. This is Audi's official automotive partner of Major League Soccer. On the other side, you can tune in to Taylor Twellman and Jake Zivin for another thrilling 45 minutes performance over in Florida, currently 1-1. Enjoy.
Hola.
Maybe a different beer?
No, Michelob Ultra.
Okay, be right back.
Mr. Messi!
Michelob Ultra, superior light beer.
Is this a bad idea?
It's a bad idea, right?
This is perfect.
Are you sure you're ready to buy a house, Mika?
We just want the best for you, honey.
I don't know anyone that owns a house. Are you sure?
He's on the run! Cool as a cucumber! Beautiful wall pass! Brilliant! Just next to defender!
Linda asistencia.
Lowe's knows what a great assist can lead to.
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
Can they handle extremes?
Yep. Tested from the Texas desert to near the Arctic Circle.
Really?
Really.
Anything for the guy who finds that one pothole?
Yeah, road hazard coverage has your back.
For real?
Absolutely.
Were they made by like a bajillion engineers?
Well, closer to 100. Continental. Welcome to the smart choice in tires.
I'm the voice inside your head.
And while you're typically athletic, right now, you're pathetic.
Rick. And once you start listening to me, it's gonna be hard to stop. Shank.
And if you don't have the right auto coverage, the cost of this could hit you out of nowhere. So get Allstate, save money, and be protected from mayhem, like me.
Welcome back to Fort Lauderdale. This broadcast of MLS on Apple TV is presented by T-Mobile. It was a thrilling first half. Inter Miami and Toronto FC 1-1 after 45 minutes here on Sunday Night Soccer, presented by Continental Tire. The supporter cam is brought to you by Lowe's. Visit Lowe's for the ultimate assist on your next project. Chase Stadium, Inter Miami's home, though. At some point in the next calendar year, they will move down to Miami Freedom Park, a $1 billion development. La Familia, their supporters group, have enjoyed what they've seen here at Chase Stadium, particularly over the past couple of years. Miami 4 wins and a draw in this building, all competitions this year, and level at halftime thanks to a late goal from Lionel Messi. Javier Mascherano giving some final instructions to Jordi Alba as the second half is underway. Inter Miami and Toronto FC. Mascherano made 2 changes at halftime. He brought on Fafa Pico for Robert Taylor, and he brought on Marcelo Weigant for Ian Frey. For Marcelo Weigant, it's a return to the field after missing 8 in a row at a hamstring injury, as Redondo gets called for an early foul in this second half. See the changes in personnel, a couple from Javier Mascherano. Expect any changes in approach from either Miami or
No, Fafa Pico, it's almost a like for like, right? He's going to be very direct. He's going to be very vertical with how he goes about his game. Very similar to Robert Taylor. And Weigant's just going to get some legs, kind of play into this. They've got a big game Wednesday night. I kind of expected a halftime sub in that area. But I think Fafa Pico is going to bring a little bit more dynamism than what we saw from Robert Taylor in the first 45.
Second leg of their CONCACAF Champions Cup quarterfinal against LAFC here in 72 hours on Wednesday night. But Messi, Busquets, Suarez, Jordi Alba remain in this match as it's 1-1 at halftime. Let's go down to the pitch. Andrew Wiebe chatted with Javier Mascherano at halftime.
Guys, Javier looked at that right side all first half and was looking for just a little bit of a rotation, but more than that, he wants his team to be more attentive in transition moments, more compact and more able to deal with the times when Toronto get the ball and go to big switches into the wings. Mascherano said those are the moments we have to be better in the second half.
2 late goals in first half added time. First, Federico Bernardeschi with some wonderful feet in a tight space inside the box, and then 3 minutes later, Toronto thinking that they would go into the half up 1-0. Lionel Messi, the final kick of the half, made it 1-1, but it was an entertaining first half. Toronto with the post twice early on. Miami had 2 goals called back, one for offside, the other after video review for a foul in the build-up. Here's Insigne, big switch, a blind ball over to Bernardeschi. Jordi Alba headed back to Calendar to collect. Big switch looking for Jordi Alba. Bernardeschi knocks it back to Thompson, carrying forward. Oh, does really well to find Flores. Now Insigne. Now there's a lot of room for Bernardeschi down this right side. Lujan chasing back. Aviles coming over. Bernardeschi, great ball. There's a good chance. Corbino, patient. Bernardeschi!
Oh my goodness.
Wide. What a chance for Toronto. Bernardeschi knows it should be 2-1.
Bernardeschi's had himself a really good game, and it's all about exposing Jordi Alba. When Jordi Alba gets forward, where's the space to be had? It's in behind. We saw it a couple times in the first half. Early in the second half, Bernardeschi with a great ball outside the foot. Corbino could have been better a little bit there in being decisive, and yet the touch to Bernardeschi should have been 2-1.
What a chance for Toronto, a team that have not won since last September. Here on the road against the reigning Supporter Shield winners, the record holders. Could have, should have, on up 2-1. Now Jordi Alba for Miami. He's looking for Segovia. Segovia let it run towards Pico, cleared away. Only as far as Suarez. Pico. He tried to leave it for Suarez, kind of in between the two ideas as Busquets knocks forward. Messi settles. Defended well by Flores. Thompson just dumping it forward. Lujan Did well to know where the space was. Redondo, little touch to Busquets, gets it back, has room. Redondo, Messi, Suarez. Poked away by Gomes. Pico chases it down. Pico. Segovia will let it run. Jordi Alba. Segovia leaves Jordi Alba across, away. Insigne. He wanted Flores to be in that space, and he wasn't. Now Busquets. Messi. Redondo. Jordi Alba. Segovia. Suarez, Redondo.
Yeah, but this is where the discipline from Toronto is going to be really tested in their defensive shape and their commitment collectively, and just making it difficult for Miami to play through them.
This is good for Miami. Segovia leaves Suarez. Jordi Alba now floating it in. Pico was there, and he fouled Corbino, or rather Petretta.
Well, during that entire sequence, Petretta twice on that back post defending, had to come up with one a diving header, the other one that little bit of a block on Fafa Pico coming in. And that's exactly what I'm talking about, just individually being committed to the task at hand. Miami will just rotate and just push you in places you don't want to be and try to open up your structure.
Miami have been dominant in possession tonight, about 63% of the ball.
It's just so hard and difficult to be 90 minutes perfect in your defensive task, particularly in this building.
It seems to be what you have to do to beat Inter Miami. LAFC, you could say they did that on Wednesday night. Got their goal for Nathan Ordaz. Ooh, on while the calendar has to chase down. And Miami just couldn't find a way through on Wednesday night against LAFC in a low block. Done it once today against Toronto, but again, now maybe room for Toronto FC. There's Bernardeschi. Insigne making a run instead into Breen Hilton. Back out to Bernardeschi, and Toronto will try to build. Flores is thinking about it. Flores hit it well, but it curled away.
Why not if you're Flores? If there's no pressure on him from either Busquets or Redondo, Bernardeschi applauding the effort. Robert Frazier wants a little bit more patterns of play in the second half, wants a little bit more of Miami defending and not just sitting in trying to defend them for 45 minutes.
Scats, Pico, Suarez! Oh
my goodness.
A miss! Bernardeschi on one end, Suarez on the other. Moments that you would be sure either would finish, and somehow it's still 1-1.
Some of the biggest names in MLS missing opportunities that for their entire career they've finished these with their eyes closed. It's a little bit more difficult than it looks because it skips right in front of Suarez and it's a little bit behind him, but for a player of his pedigree and his career, how many times has that hit the back of the net?
He's been great this year. 4 goals, 5 assists, now in 11 games. The third oldest field player in Major League Soccer, and he is starting an 11th game, all competitions. Defying time. That's a moment that Suarez would like to rewind and have again. Wing on to Messi, into Suarez, narrow angle, wide.
.38 goal contributions in all competitions last season.
Remarkable. Play continues. Segovia. Busquets, Jordi Alba, Redondo, Suarez, Messi, Jordi Alba in the middle, Messi, Segovia, Messi, couldn't handle it. Insigne over to Bernardeschi. Struggled to keep it in play, and Jordi Alba gets it for Miami.
Yeah, but you almost get the sense that anytime a ball that is there for Insigne to hit to Bernardeschi as quickly as possible, force Jordi Alba to defend, that's what Toronto want to do.
Toronto had that moment a couple minutes into the second half. Jordi Alba way up the field. Bernardeschi 12 yards out, wonderful chance he put wide. Still 1-1. Forward, Messi, here he comes. A lot of room, a lot of time. Messi cutting it. Pico, patient Pico. It was blocked. Rosted again sliding in. Corner coming, Miami.
Just got to be so careful bending but not breaking against Inter Miami, because that means you're going to give Messi time and space to find the right pass. He's always going to find the angle and the pass and the pace that it needs to be played at. Good defending from Rosted, but it is playing with fire, giving Messi that much time and space.
Weigand trying it, drives it right into the belly of Sean Johnson. There is nobody back. Sean Johnson is going to release to Corbino, and he hit it too wide. Corbino will keep it in play. No, he won't. Weigand was the furthest player back for Miami when he took that strike, and a better ball from Sean Johnson. Corbino might be in alone on Drake Allen.
Well, and it was actually Brynhildsen that was in on behind, but it was a wonderful ball from Sean Johnson to see that. Almost identical to you and I 2 weeks ago. What was it, San Diego, Austin?
Yeah. It was John Gallagher that scored in that moment. But Toronto have found some vulnerabilities in Inter Miami.
Agreed.
Can they take advantage and find a goal to put them up? Busquets. Go. Busquets back to Messi, broken up. Redondo as well to keep it for Miami. Redondo over to Messi, cutting inside. Still Messi. Pico back. Messi, heavy touch. Redondo, left-footed shot was blocked.
They can hit it. His old player fought for Pico in front of him. Redondo just didn't see the run in behind from Weigand, and then it's just so crowded, top of the 18, trying to play combinations through Toronto. That's when they've been good tonight, is when they've been very compact and making it difficult for those passing lanes for Messi and Miami to play through them.
The match day results are presented by AT&T. Inter Miami chasing Vancouver at the top of the Supporters Shield standings. Win today, and then depending on tiebreak, Miami could be back atop the table tonight. San Jose 6-1 over DC. Joseph Martinez, former Inter Miami player. Hat trick for San Jose on the anniversary of the first ever game in Major League Soccer on this day in 1996.
7 hat-tricks he's had in his career, most in MLS history.
You can get highlights and analysis from all of those games on match day 7 tonight after we're done here on Sunday Night Soccer. MLS wrap-up, 9:30 Eastern. Messi for Miami. They got overlapping. Messi keeping it. Messi cutting inside. Messi sending it over.
You can see the frustration with Osorio and Insigne. You do not want to allow Lionel Messi the time to come inside on his left, allow the overlapping runs, but now the verticality from Fafa Pico. Weigant, 2 players coming into the second half with fresh legs. We've seen very little from Bream Hiltzing out forward, very few touches. Little ability, little influence for him to hold it up and then allow Toronto to get forward. And yet we're only in the 61st minute here.
There was a lot of positivity about his insertion back into the 11. What that could do for Toronto. How do they get him more involved, more impactful?
I think it comes from Insigne. I think it comes from combinations through Corbino and Bernardeschi. But when you're defending so deep, then when you win possession, you're really left with 1 player up front.
It was given away by Suarez right to Corbino. Insigne, Osorio. Osorio. Treta. Osorio. Rare moment tonight for Toronto to try to build in possession. Flores coming around Redondo and still going. Flores. Aviles out to defend. Off of Aviles, throw coming for Toronto.
We haven't seen any reckless defending moments from Aviles, which we're used to seeing. A front foot defender, loves to get stuck in, always looking for that challenge. You just wonder if Mascherano has shown him, instead of telling him, that you're not always going to play if you're that reckless in defending.
Red card in their opener against New York City. 13 yellows, 2 reds last year, 2 more cards shown than any player in the league a year ago for the young Tomas Aviles. He missed 6 games through suspension, whether red card or yellow card accumulation. Segovia, it's off of Rosted. It'll be a throw for Miami. Jordi Alba, just a flick to Redondo. Got there before Insigne. Hilton pressuring. Busquets gets it to Redondo. Insigne, Flores there. Messi. Suarez trying to cut it over to Messi. Here he is. Messi, and still Bernardeschi there in the end to take it away. Redondo down to Busquets. Jordi Alba leaving, Segovia. Jordi Alba again. Segovia. Redondo. Suarez stopped his run. He ran into Osorio, and he put his hands up in apology to Federico Redondo. Sean Johnson taking his time. Redondo, Bernardeschi battle. Redondo wins it. Busquets, right to Messi, around Gomes. Suarez left it, Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba cutting it, Jordi Alba! Bernardeschi again, the one there in the end to intervene.
He did it in the first half, and in the second half, he's covering up Roosted because that was the timing of the run from Jordi Alba that opened up the game for Miami. Immediately getting them in behind Toronto, which they have had a real struggle of doing in this second half.
Redondo. Segovia. Redondo, Jordi Alba. Miami patient, less. Gant. Pico. Redondo, Messi. First touch lets him down. Gant as well to take that off of Corbino. Segovia. Jordi Alba. Tries to clip it to Messi. Couldn't get it over Osorio. Jordi Alba. Redondo. Messi. Busquets. Messi. Segovia. Messi. Spinning, trying to. Really well defended by Cozy Thompson. Was clean in the end from the young Toronto outside back, but then just giving away a letdown from Osorio as Toronto trying to ease this pressure. Insigne takes it away. Toronto take advantage. Corbino has Hilton in the middle as Bernardeschi on the right. Corbino, big switch. Busquets covers that easily. Toronto showing some frustration in their body language now as here come Miami. Jordi Alba, Suarez, Segovia. Suarez tried to leave for Jordi Alba. Thompson there. Insigne. Away from Busquets. Hilton turning. Hilton carrying forward. Corbino. Weigant defending. Weigant takes it away. Oh, Messi. Oh, look at him go. And he draws the foul.
There have been moments in spurts of this game where the game's been played in open space. Corbino had a good opportunity there to really catch one against Miami in transition. You knew Suarez was going to get a break at some point. Obando now on the roster, now fit, ready to play. This is what Campana did for Suarez last year. They hope for the same from the Ecuadorian.
An Inter Miami debut, an MLS debut for Alan Obando. He's on loan from Barcelona, not the one in Spain, the one in Ecuador, in Guayaquil. In his pro debut at 16 years old, he has 2 caps with the full Ecuadorian national team. Played against Javier Mascherano when he was with the Ecuadorian under-20s, under-23s, when Mascherano was managing the Argentinian youth teams. Signed on loan a couple weeks ago, now making his debut for Inter Miami today. Cozy Thompson, meanwhile, is on the ground for Toronto. They've had injury issues at that right back spot. Henry Wingo started last week, left that game early in the second half. Richie Rea could be the long-term guy there. He's been out and will be out until May. Robin Fraser preparing, looks to be 3 substitutions, and it's going to be a Toronto debut for Maxime Dominguez, who was just signed on Thursday on loan from Vasco da Gama in Brazil. So debuts on both sides coming. It'll be more than just that for Toronto as Javier Mascherano looks on, those intense eyes. What's he thinking? This team 1-1.
Well, they struggled Wednesday in LA to break down LAFC to score goals.
Jordi Alba into the middle. Who's that off? It's Gomez at the corner.
Tonight, they haven't struggled creating chances. They've just been unlucky whether or not the goals have been called back or whether or not they've had the right touch in the right moment and the right composure. But Mascherano's just trying to find those little buttons you can push as a manager to get the team in sync. But the other big part of it, 71 minutes in, he's given Messi 71 minutes of game fitness. This is usually when the game turns in favor of Miami.
Messi will take this corner. Toronto are holding off their 3 subs, but Kosi Thompson is still off to the side because he was treated on the field. He's got to wait. It's the off-field treatment rule. So Miami will take this corner up a man temporarily. Messi will serve that again. He's looking at goal! Johnson got a touch, out for another corner. Olympico still eluding the greatest of all time.
It's just so difficult to judge because the ball's whipped in at the right pace, but then it starts floating a little bit to the back post. Sean Johnson doing a good job of staying with it. Corner Miami.
They go quick. Messi serving in. Rosted heads away. Hilton with Weigant on his back draws a foul. This exclusive NetCam replay is brought to you by T-Mobile.
A little surprising Miami doesn't throw a few bodies in front of Sean Johnson with that in-swinging ball. That makes it a little bit more difficult for Sean Johnson to read that, but fairly easy for him to touch it over the inline.
Well, here come 3 substitutions for Toronto, and eventually Kosi Thompson will come back into this game. Coelho is going to come on for Davy Flores. Alonso Coelho, Maxime Dominguez making his debut, and then Derek Etienne Jr. will come on. It doesn't seem like Derek Etienne Jr. knows who it's for. It's Ula Breen-Hiltzen who comes off. And Theo Corbino as well. Thompson back on the field. He remains in the match. So Corbino, Breen-Hiltzen, Flores, the players off. Coelho, Dominguez, Etienne, the players on. Johnson mishit that underhit it. Segovia is able to get it forward to Busquets. Jordi Alba towards Obando, wins a throw off of Thompson. go. Redondo. Sorio pressuring. Back to Aviles and out of play. He wanted a response, an immediate one. After the first loss of the season for Inter Miami on Wednesday, said, I've always believed the most important thing in football is to get out of defeats quickly, immediately win the next game. He said to be ready for LAFC on Wednesday, the second leg of their CONCACAF Cup quarterfinal, CONCACAF Champions Cup quarterfinal. They have to play a good game and win on Sunday. Rosted going through Messi. The good game part, maybe, they've achieved.
I would agree with that. They've created chances. I think Rosted may have gotten them. That's a little harsh.
Wasn't that clean for you?
You want to clean. Messi didn't feel him and didn't see him, and so I think fortunate enough for Miami, the whistle was blown.
So a set piece for Inter Miami. Messi will serve it. He floats it in. Headed away. Knocked in by Lujan. Oh, Johnson backpedaling with Aviles right in front. Given away. Messi. Messi! Johnson going down to his right to make the save.
But where have their best opportunities come from? And they've come from building out of the back and giving it away. And the one thing you cannot do against Miami away from home is give them opportunities. How many games have you and I done in this building where the moment the team gives it away, it's 2-1, and then in the blink of an eye, game's over?
There can be a sense of inevitability with Inter Miami. Oh, that's a terrible giveaway. Obando's in. Obando. Oh, still there. Gomes. Incredible defense. Track back to make the first one hard, and then may have sacrificed his calf to keep a sitter, an open net, away from Alan Obando on his debut.
Kosi Thompson moments ago was down for cramps. He went to play that ball. He started to cramp. Obando was not expecting this. Sean Johnson coming off his line, and yet still had a second opportunity. This ball pops loose. Obando gets another opportunity. Gomes doing a wonderful job of just staying with the play. Toronto living on an edge.
Nixon Gomes, what a defensive play. Javier Mascherano will make his final 2 changes of this match. Yannick Bright will come on, as will Santiago Morales, and Talasco, Segovia, and Federico Redondo, the players who will leave. So they've made their 5 changes. Unless there is a concussion, that means Lionel Messi is going to go the full 90. Jordi Alba will go the full 90, just 72 hours before that second leg against LAFC, as Kosi Thompson being helped off, and looks like he'll be unable to continue. Sergio Busquets is suspended for that second leg, so not a surprise to see him still out there. As Thompson cramping up pretty bad, it appears. And he comes off. Kobe Franklin comes in. The 4th change from Robin Fraser, so he still has 1 remaining. Johnson again hits this, punting it high into the air, and Franklin has to help it on. Insigne draws a foul. Aviles, Weigand into Pico. Pico back to Weigand. Too far. The heat map is presented by IHG. 19 brands, 6,000 destinations. Download the app today. Lorenzo Insigne starting for a third straight match after being completely out of the team for the first 4 games. What have you seen from this mercurial superstar Lorenzo Insigne today?
I'm not a full believer, but he's run more than anyone else, more distance covered than anyone else on the field tonight. And you want to endear yourself to your teammates, to your new coach, to the front office, that's one way to do it. But you've heard me say this multiple times. Lorenzo Insigne is not here to become a marathon runner. He's here to pull the strings, to be the creator, to be the number 10, so to speak. For Toronto, that number 10, Lionel Messi, is for Inter Miami, and it just hasn't been there.
To be that star, he highest paid player in the league before Lionel Messi arrived. Santiago Morales unable to keep that in play. Franklin will do it again. Jordi Alba let that run out of play. Dominguez on his debut, coming back to help defend, and then Bernardeschi. Oh, Bright takes it away, but it makes its way to Insigne. And then Bright again wins it clean. What a player Yannick Bright has been. Then a heavy touch, and now Etienne Jr. is in space for Toronto. Derek Etienne running away, got Derek Etienne to Dominguez. Maybe just a little bit too much pace on it. Dominguez unable to handle it. Oh, Obando, good hold-up play. Morales coming forward, slides through for Pico. Pico in the corner. Right. Busquets. Morales, Busquets, and Jordi Alba. Messi. Had to get it to Jordi Alba. Oh, it was red and then almost left for Messi, but Franklin gets it away. Bright helps Miami win it back. Brigant. Floating it towards Obando. It's over his head. He fouls Rosted. Johnson in no hurry. His team has not won in 204 days, but I feel for them that a draw here at Chase Stadium against Inter Miami would feel as close to a win as they felt in that time. Still work to be done, still time for Toronto to steal all 3 points, and certainly still time for Inter Miami get back on the winning side of things. Maybe less, floating it towards Obando, knocked down by Gomes. Pico on it for Miami. Busquets leaves for Messi into Santiago Morales. Bernardeschi from behind takes it away, and then really good to turn and now come forward, and then it's taken away by Busquets. Bernardeschi remains down, right? Wagon. Pico, Messi. Insigne pokes it away. Over to Pico. Bright. Messi. Rizzo defending. Go.
Messi's urging for a little bit more of a tempo on the front foot. Try to get Toronto to rotate, try to expose them, get 2v1s in wide areas.
This is Yannick Bright. Messi. Jordi Alba. Get it back to Messi. Federico Bernardeschi has remained down for at least a minute. Now finally back to his feet. And Insigne with Bernardeschi. We'll see how Bernardeschi gets up and can go. And he looks okay now. There's Dominguez. Bright takes it away. Busquets, he was trying to play Messi behind. Osorio broke it up. Pico, a big switch that's behind Jordi Alba. He's not going to be able to get to it. And there's some frustration from Jordi Alba. Frustrating night for David Beckham and Inter Miami?
I think so. Eerily similar to a year ago when you and I were in this building in Montreal. They had so many chances and Montreal just frustrated them. Now granted, Messi was not on the field. You and I saw Jordi Alba return to a position he played as a teenager as the number 10, scoring a great goal, but Montreal frustrated them. The difference is Toronto easily could have had 2 or 3 goals tonight.
That game ended 3-2. This could be a similar score line. Toronto's hit the post twice. Bernardeschi missing a wonderful opportunity. Miami as well. They've had 2 goals called back, 1 for offside, 1 after video review. Suarez missing an open net. It's still 1-1 in the 87th minute. Franklin, Dominguez, back to Rosted. Insigne tried to touch it to Coelho. Either not on the same page or he got it wrong. Busquets over to Messi. Messi in towards Obando. Coelho back to take it away. Insigne. Dominguez wins a throw. They like Maxime Dominguez. They think he can be a good addition to this Toronto attack. He's on loan for the end of this year. Kind of a journeyman career. Brazil, Portugal, Poland, Switzerland. He's a former Swiss youth international. The match momentum is presented by Old Spice. It's a lot of pink. Trying to hit the post twice in that little red area. But otherwise, it had been Miami as the protagonist. Miami, who have had the majority of the ball and chances. But still just 1-1.
Yeah, but that's the thing about momentum is now you and I get used to watching and seeing these games and how momentum's being defined. It's usually about possession. Yet you can make a real argument, quality of chances is where the argument Toronto has, and that's where I think expected goals and the eye test will tell you this has been a more competitive game from a Toronto perspective.
And now a set piece. Bernardeschi drives it in. Right heads it away only as far as Osorio. Hits volley, deflects! And out for a corner.
Osorio hits this really well off the half volley. Derek Etienne's claiming that hit the left arm of Yannick Bright when that ball was hit in. And I think this is extremely close because I do believe that whether or not it hits the left knee or the left arm, you see Yannick Bright with the left arm go down in motion and bring the arm to the ball.
Rubio Vasquez is holding this corner as Daniel Radford continues to look.
Watch the left arm from Yannick Bright. Does he move it down? He absolutely does. Now that doesn't tell me that 100% definitively hits his arm. Oh boy, it looks like the left knee with his arm right behind it. I don't know if it's clear and obvious.
Added time is presented by Audi. There will be a minimum 4 minutes of added time. Check is complete. Did not clear and obviously hit Yannick Bright's arm, so a corner for Toronto as we enter added time. Bernardeschi looking near post, Callender scrambling. They'll do it again. Bernardeschi almost catching Drake Callender in Miami.
Well, and this could have been an own goal on Obando. I think Obando redirects this on his own goal, whether or not Drake Callender has to be sure of his near post. Big time save.
Bernardeschi again. Drives this one in. Callender again has to make the save. Robin Fraser told us sometimes Federico Bernardeschi tries to do it all himself. He's trying to win it himself from the corner.
A couple nervy moments in his first start of the MLS regular season tonight from Drake Callender, but those two, that was the Drake Callender of the last 2 years.
Now Lorenzo Insigne will take it from the opposite side. Insigne drives this into the back post. Dominguez! Is he pulled down? Play continuing. Petretta trying to get on it. Bright comes away with it from Miami. What a tackle by Dominguez. Petretta. It was Rosted the tackle. Now Insigne. Back heel. Bernardeschi's in! Bernardeschi!
Oh my goodness.
What a block from Busquets! But the flag was up. He was offside. Dangerous moments late. Miami played this quick. But they give it right to Toronto. Chaos at the end. Etienne Jr. floating at Bernardeschi, just out of his reach. Trying to steal all 3 points to bring back to Canada.
Do you know why Sergio Busquets played that ball in quickly? Because there was a VAR check on a handball on Yannick Bright, and the referee now can't go back and look at that video review. Busquets knew it, Bright knew it. Subtle genius from Sergio Busquets.
And now here's Messi for Miami. Morales. Jordi Alba. Pico tried to get it back to Jordi Alba. He will instead take it himself and win a corner for Miami. Final minute of the minimum 4 of added time. Jordi Alba floating at top of the box. Yannick Bright. Now Messi. Over to Pico. Pico driving it in. Bernardeschi heads it away. Another corner coming for Miami. Messi goes short. Morales. Messi drives it in. Dangerous spot. Back post. Over. Oh, what a chance for Fafa Pico.
That was it. That was the chance. In swinging ball. Back post whipped with real pace. Dominguez completely loses his runner, Fafa Pico. Little difficult because Fafa Pico can't really get in front of it. It's a game of inches. The margins are so fine. 2 goals called back from VAR and about 3 or 4 chances gone awry for Miami here at home.
And the final whistle. A 1-1 draw between Inter Miami and Toronto FC. Federico Bernardeschi and Lionel Messi trading goals in first half added time. A thrilling match at Chase Stadium with chances on either end. Both teams almost stealing all 3 points late. But maybe a frustrating walk into the locker room for Lionel Messi, as Inter Miami bounced back from their first loss of the season on Wednesday, all competitions, but unable to get a win. They improved to 14 points. They're in second place in the Eastern Conference. For Toronto, their third point of the season, their third draw in 7 games, but a winless streak, continuing now to 13 games, all competitions. This is the player of the match. Federico Bernardeschi scored a wonderful goal, Taylor, and
oh
did
my
it on
goodness,
the other end.
wonderful goal is understated. Look at the quick feet, the ability to cut it from behind, and then all you have to do is get the goalkeeper going the wrong way. We talked about in the MLS Countdown show, just big lights, big stars show up. Bernardeschi was up for it. Everything they did went through their number 10, but more importantly, how about the 2 defensive plays he had defending the back post, making it difficult for Alba getting forward. Bernardeschi put in a complete performance tonight.
A 1-1 draw that will probably feel pretty good for Federico Bernardeschi and a Toronto team that have had a frustrating, really 4 years going back to 2020. Robin Fraser will feel positively about that result. A couple guys who've been in U.S. national team camps together, Sean Johnson and Drake Callender, having a chat at the end of this. Drake Callender making his first start of the season. Bernardeschi's goal, he thought it gave Toronto the 1-0 lead at halftime, only for Lionel Messi to cancel it out about 3 minutes later. They played hard, center back partners, Sigarosted and Nixon Gomez, sharing a little moment at the end. So Toronto come to Miami, they get the point after what was a really exciting 1-1 draw here at Chase Stadium in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We will be back with highlights and we'll break this one down. Final score, Inter Miami 1, Toronto 1. See you after the break.
Hola.
Maybe a different beer?
No, Michelob Ultra.
Okay, be right back.
Mr. Messi!
Michelob Ultra, superior light beer.
You ready? MLS is game on. Dolce? On. Stars on.
Kevin Sullivan, the history maker. Messi!
30,000 friends? On. Rivalries on.
Versus New York City.
MLS, this is our soccer. Game on.
Emma, party of 3.
Julie needs tires. But to Julie, buying tires feels about the same as getting robocalls. Annoying. Don't answer that call, Julie. Discount Tire presents Treadwell. With just a few clicks, Treadwell analyzes